The Whispering Pines Motel. Ilara adjusted her camera, a wide, slightly nervous smile plastered on her face. "Hey, my intrepid explorers," she chirped, her voice a little too loud in the desolate silence. "Today, we're venturing into the infamous Whispering Pines Motel. Rumor has it, no one who's checked in here has ever truly checked out." She panned the camera to the crumbling, vine-covered sign that barely held its letters. "Wish me luck, because I'm spending the night." The lobby was a tomb of dust and decay. A thick, stale smell, like forgotten memories and damp earth, hung heavy in the air. Ilara's footsteps echoed unnaturally loud as she navigated around overturned furniture and scattered debris. On the reception desk, a guest register lay open, its pages yellowed and brittle. She ran a gloved finger over the faded, illegible names, a shiver tracing its way up her spine. "Room 13, Ilara announced to her camera, a forced bravado in her tone. "Because, you know, good content." As she pushed open the door, a sudden, icy gust of wind seemed to rush out from within, despite no windows being open. She paused, her breath catching, then stepped inside. The room was just as derelict as the lobby. She set up her tripod, positioning the camera to capture every potential flicker of the supernatural. Hours crawled by. The only sounds were the creaks and groans of the old building, settling into its decay. Ilara sat on the edge of the dusty bed, feeling increasingly silly. "Well, this is riveting," she mumbled to the camera, reaching out to turn it off. Just then, a faint, almost imperceptible whisper drifted from the hallway, like a name being called on the wind. She froze, then shook her head. "Just the wind," she muttered, trying to convince herself. Then a distinct creak echoed from down the hall, followed by another. A door, somewhere on her floor, was slowly opening. Ilara's heart hammered against her ribs. She grabbed her camera, her hand trembling slightly, and slowly, cautiously, peeked out into the dark corridor. The hallway was a tunnel of shadows, but at the very far end, a darker shadow seemed to flicker, then vanish. She pulled back into the room, her breath catching in her throat. The air in room 13 grew noticeably colder, an unnatural chill that seeped into her bones. The old, unplugged television in the corner suddenly sputtered to life, its screen a chaotic mess of static. From the direction of the bathroom, a faint, childlike giggle echoed, chilling her to the core. Panic, cold and sharp, seized her. Ilara fumbled with her camera gear, her hands shaking so violently she could barely grasp the tripod. The static on the television intensified, forming fleeting, distorted images, blurry faces, mouths open in silent screams. The childlike giggle from the bathroom transformed into a mournful, heart-wrenching sob. She bolted for the door, desperate to escape, but it wouldn't budge. She pushed and pulled with all her might, grunting with effort, but it remained stubbornly jammed. The temperature in the room plummeted further, an icy tendril wrapping around her. A cold, unseen presence pressed in on her from all sides. Whispers, multiple voices now, rose around her, growing louder, a chilling chorus repeating, "Stay, stay." The whispers swelled into a cacophony of voices, not angry or threatening, but filled with a profound, mournful pleading. On the television screen, the faces became clearer. Men, women, and children, their eyes wide with terror, fixed on her. A horrifying realization dawned on Ilara. They weren't trying to scare her. They were trying to warn her. Or perhaps, to make her one of them. The last thing Ilara saw before the darkness consumed her was her own reflection, distorted and terrified, appearing on the static-filled screen, joining the other trapped faces. Her eyes were wide with the same uncomprehending terror, her mouth open in a silent scream. The Whispering Pines Motel had found its newest and most permanent guest.